Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Real Estate Agent, can you please show me this house on 123 Main Street? Just like that. You sing it to them. Sing it to them. I got a pre-approval. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Lending Lounge. I am Pablo, your mortgage expert extraordinaire.
I'm Jose, the mortgage whisperer.
And today we're going to talk about, Jose? Buying homes. Just like that. Just buying homes.
Buying homes, baby. Get pre-approved.
The whole process. There we go. The whole buying process. And for those that don't know,
what are we here for if not that?
If those that don't know what the home buying process are, we are going to spell it out for you so that you're a genius. Like I tell my daughter, she's a G. She's a genius by the time she's done. So let's do this. Jose, first step of the process of buying a house. What is it?
This is the very most important step in buying a process.
And this is the one that everybody messes up.
Listen, honestly, it's just getting pre-approved for a loan. That's the most important step. Knowing what you can buy. Knowing what it is that you can go out there in the market and place contract offers for. And the only way you do that is by filling out an application, getting pre-approved by a loan officer so you can determine what your monthly payment's going to be, what your debts are, what you're capable of doing, what you're not capable of doing.
And I'm talking to you, Juanito. You want to go out there and look at that house with the realtor. That is wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
don't fall in love with a house you can't afford.
I don't know. When I was trying to buy my first house, finding out what I could qualify for is the most important thing. I don't understand this trend of thought. I get it. There's a lot of realtors out there prospecting and stuff. They're doing their job, their due diligence, right? And I want to do my due diligence by allowing you to know what you can buy. You can't look at $500,000 or $600,000 houses if you're only making money enough to buy a $200,000 house. Let's be realistic. Stop living in fantasy land. That's a reality. So getting that pre-approval, first and most crucial step.
So we now have the pre-approval. The second step is going to be talk to your agent. Now is where you talk to the agent. Not before the pre-approval. It's after the pre-approval. Now you know how much you qualify for. You know you qualify for $300, $400, $500, $1 million, whatever the number is. You know. Now you talk to that real estate agent. Now you say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Real Estate Agent, can you please show me this house on 123 Main Street?
Pre-approval.
Just like that. You sing it to them. Sing it to them. I got a pre-approval. Hey. Yes, so now you got the pre-approval. You got your agent.
Look at houses. Let's find some houses. Place that contract offer. Hopefully you win that contract.
Once you get that contract accepted, you have two things you got to do within that week. Number one, you got to put that escrow deposit in. And number two, you better have that home inspector.
And what is the escrow deposit? It's just basically an execution of that contract. It's money that goes into an account that nobody can touch. It's your money. It's going to be basically for your down payment, but it also lets the seller know that you're very serious in purchasing that house, right? That's basically
that's what that is. And then the home inspectors will go out there and look at the house and tell you everything that's wrong with the house. Again,
you can negotiate with that home inspection. Make sure you get a home inspection for two good reasons. We always talk about negotiation, and number two, lowering that home insurance. Especially in Florida, we know that home insurance is one of these things that keep climbing and climbing and climbing. And what you want to do is keep those premiums low. In order to do that, you need a wind mitigation and a 4-point inspection.
And number three, termination. If that house is janky, you're gonna find out, and you want to know so that you can get on your two little Cadillacs and get the hell out.
And get your money back.
Because don't nobody want to buy a house that's falling apart.
Absolutely.
Now,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Now we're done with that. We got the house. We got the contract. We got our escrow in. We got our home inspection. We've passed with flying colors. Jose, where we at now?
We're at the formal loan application. You're going to have a processor basically send you documents you have to electronically sign. And at that point, we go into what's called underwriting. So in the pre-approval stage, you've given me all your documentation, your W-2s, your tax returns, your pay stubs, your bank statements, right? Your IDs, all that.
Your stool sample.
And your firstborn. And what'll happen is we'll take all those documents and we'll submit that formal loan application that you just signed to the bank, where an actual underwriter is going to sit down and underwrite the entire file, right? They're going to just make sure that everything's in order and that you can be approved for a loan. And if everything coordinates, conditional approval comes out.
And your conditional approval, if your loan officer was a good loan officer, it'll come out with minimal documentation, meaning there might be an address that popped up on your credit report 5-10 years ago. They want to clear that up. Maybe you owned the house previously. They want to make sure that you no longer own or have ownership in that property. They want to see some documentation to show that you sold it. Minimal conditions. Now, if you're sloppy, or
Insurance.
if you're sloppy and your loan officer is sloppy, meaning you didn't get everything your loan officer asked you to get him or her, and they threw it against the wall to see if it would stick, you could come back with a laundry list of documents that they want. And again, it goes down everything: income docs, bank statements, insurances, life policies.
Everything. I mean, there's so many different things. It depends. Your FICO scores will determine what kind of underwriting you get too. If you're under a 640, you're gonna get a lot of explanation letters. You're gonna have to write because you're under a threshold of what's called more of a high risk loan, right?
Let's be real. It's because we know that you didn't pay off some things. You got some collections on there, and they want to know why you got collections on there. Sometimes you got good explanations. Sometimes you just didn't feel like paying the stuff, and that hurts you.
Absolutely.
So make sure you pay your stuff on time so you don't fall into that category.
We want to keep it real. Let's keep it real.
I'm there today. We keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
It's keeping it real Friday.
No, that's right.
Once you get that done,
at the same time when we get the underwriting,
we're getting an appraisal done. The appraisal, what does the appraisal get? It tells the bank. First and foremost, we can't talk to an appraisal.
Nope.
Just know that if the loan officer talks to the appraisal, there's a contract, there's a breach of interest there because they feel that we're going to try to affect the value of the home, and we can't talk to them. But you, as the owner, the person buying the house, you are more than welcome to be there. You're more than welcome to share with them why you think the value is what it is, or why the rest of the neighborhood is selling for $600,000.
Everybody can go in there.
So yeah, you guys can go and talk and ask the 1,000,001 questions that you would like to know about value, because the reality is we can't talk to them about it, and it's not in our best interest to do that for you, because if we do, it could potentially terminate the loan.
Correct.
After that, everything comes back, Jose. Appraisal comes back on point.
We're basically wrapping it up at this point. We're making sure that everything is in order. The appraisal value is there. If there's anything wrong with that appraisal, it might be a subject to that seller has to fix it. If it's an as-is report, basically that everything could go done the way it is. And as long as that value meets the sales contract or higher, then you're good to go. At that point, we're hoping to have a clear to close, because your conditions have already been handled by the processor and all the third-party things are already done. Sometimes it's us ordering, actually not us, but it's going to be the title company ordering a survey, because usually we wait until after the appraisal to make sure everything's in order, that all parties are going to proceed with the sales contract, and then we ask the title company, go ahead and order the survey. That's a document they're going to need as a title company as well. And then from there, once they have the survey back, and in the meantime they're getting that survey, we can get it clear to close.
And once you got your clear to close, that's when the heavens part. The angels are playing their trumpets, and those dangling keys fall from the skies into your hand.
Get ready to be a rock star and sign many documents.
Because now you are officially a homeowner.
That's it. Yeah, man.
That's it.
And that's a quick gist of it. There's a lot more to it, obviously. There's a lot of work that we do in the background.
We don't do anything, Jose.
No, yes we do.
We don't do anything, Jose.
Forget that, man. I'm not doing
We don't do anything, Jose. Realtors don't do anything. Loan officers don't do anything. We just get you money and let the keys fly from the heavens.
I mean, I hope you think that, because that means I'm doing my job, right? I hope that you think that we don't do anything and we're just getting you the keys, because there's a lot of work that goes into it, is involved in it, and knowing that if you're comfortable with everything that's happened, that I did a fantastic job. As long as you're not stressed out, let me do all the stressing. That's what I always tell my clients. Let me do all the stressing. You just sit back and relax and give me what I need when requested. That's it. And I want to make this as simple as possible for everybody.
And those are the steps to the home buying process. This is another episode of Let Me Lounge.
The closes are made simple.